Who are you and what do you do for UT?
My name is Marta Lang, and I am the Identity and Access Management Team Lead. That's in Enterprise Technology. I am a mom and a wife at home. I have a blended family with 3 older stepkids and 2 younger children with my husband, and we even have a grandson. I also love to read. I love to try different foods. I'm a total foodie of trying to go to different places and enjoy new dishes. Salt Traders for the win. If you haven't gone, go. Sit at the bar. I love to travel. My husband and I just actually came back from Amsterdam, where we were celebrating our 15th first date anniversary. It was a lot of fun, and we got to see a lot of beautiful sights and walk around.
You said you like to read. What's your favorite book series?
Last year, I read a book called The Night Circus. And it was just this beautifully visual book that told this very well described story. And I really want to go back and read it.
What's one thing that people would be surprised to learn about you?
I think a lot of people know that I speak Polish and that I'm very fluent, but it's always a shock when people actually hear me talking in Polish. And it's always just a surprise to others that I can immediately transition from one language to another. And it's always just a surprise for anyone that hasn't heard me do it. My kids are even learning Polish, and my husband has learned a little bit, and he's just dangerous enough to be able to understand, so we can't talk about him in front of him. But yeah, hearing the language in that transition is just always kind of surprising to people.
What brought you to the University of Texas and ET?
So we actually moved to Texas when I was a kid because my dad is a professor at the University of Texas. You can go visit him in the physics department. So we moved here in '91 for him to be a professor and work on the Super Collider project. And then I was a freshman student here, graduated with a Bachelor of Arts. And then I was working at Accenture, and I was completely burned out, and I had an old director who had left Accenture and was working here at UT, and she recruited me here so that I would have work-life balance.
How did your career path lead you to your current position?
So I started at Accenture right out of college and worked my way up to being in a management position. And when I was recruited to come and join the Identity and Access Management team, they needed a project manager to come and build the roadmap and execute all the different projects. And so that's just that experience of growing through different projects at Accenture and then being here on the team. And then I took the team lead position 5 years ago when the previous lead left, because I've been here for over 13 years. So yeah, that's how it led me there.
Was there any project you had at Accenture or here that you're particularly proud of?
I think that the main project that I am most proud of here at UT Austin is the implementation of enterprise authentication, which is the authentication system that everyone uses to log into anything. And we had previously had a system that was very and caused a lot of issues, and we were able to implement the system really quickly and successfully, and then transition everybody. And we continue to grow with the number of people number of systems that we support.
And how would you stay motivated in your role?
I stay motivated by working. I really enjoy working with smart people. Smart people, you can learn so much from anyone that you're working with, and it's really fun to come to work and be able to know that you're surrounded by really, really smart individuals and that you can learn from them and that sometimes they can learn from you.
Has there been any lesson that you've really taken from these smart people that you're like, I wish I thought of that or something?
It's not a specific lesson. It's recognizing that as an individual that's part of a team, I'm not the only one that has to have the answer. There are other people who have other ideas, and the more that you lean in on working with others and hearing what their ideas are, the more you end up not only meeting the objective of whatever you're trying to achieve, but also exceeding it at times.
And what would you say is the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
The best advice that I have received would be to build consensus. So when I was at Accenture and I was working on a project in Idaho, and we were basically part of the state team, but also consultants. And a peer of mine who knew I was working towards getting a promotion to manager told me, you have to make sure that you build consensus. Consensus is the foundation of any successful interaction and communication, and making sure that everybody's on the same page. So building consensus.
What advice would you give to someone starting their career?
I think that the best advice for someone starting their career is to tell them to have grace for themselves. I think so many people come to a new job or a new effort and are eager to try to learn everything all at once. And realistically, you can't, and you continue to learn as you grow. And so just being patient with yourself to know that eventually you will learn everything you need to know, but today you don't have to have it all.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank
Those
you.
were all my questions.